Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm an addict named Derek. This is Addiction Recovery Talk. I'm sitting here at work, and I said, you know what? Do something different. Do something while I'm at work. And I was talking to a friend of mine. A friend of ours relapsed like a week or so ago, and so I wanted to talk about that. Like it's not a requirement. It definitely happens. It's definitely a possibility. And the person relapsed, went back to using drugs. But what a lot of people don't realize when they relapse, what they don't want to think about is the loved ones, right? So the guy called me. I was at work, so I couldn't answer right then and there. I was doing something. So I called him back, left him 2 messages. Then I texted him to call me. Then a family friend called me, same deal, a couple minutes after him. So I called her back. She's like an aunt to him. She's older. So she don't really understand about addiction and all that stuff like that. So, they think I could help them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I can talk to him, whatever. But it's up to him, right? So then I talked to her for a bit. They're all, happy that I'm gonna, talk to him, accept his phone calls, call him, try to see where he's at mentally, what he want to do. And then I talked to his wife, and I had empathy for her because I've been in her shoes. When I was married, my first wife, she relapsed, and there's just things that go down that happen to a person when their wife or husband's. I know how I felt like. I'm just gonna talk about how I felt like. It's definitely a powerless, helpless feeling. Especially like, I'm a man. That's my wife's out there using, and I know what some women resort to when they're on drugs. You know what I mean? It's always that possibility of prostitution or favors for favors type situation, and that's a tough pill to swallow. And then it's just hard. So I was talking to her, and I got experience with this. There's another fellowship. There's AA, there's NA, of course, and then there's for AA Al-Anon, and there's Nar-Anon. And those meetings are for people who are the family members of the ones out there using. And what happens is the person who's home calling, hoping and praying that their loved one gets it together, comes back, calls, goes, because the guy was clean for a while. He had a couple years clean, and they were happy. He was doing well. And then now the rug is pulled from underneath him. It always comes out of nowhere. Just one day, everything changes. So I'm talking to the wife, and I'm listening to her tell me about, he needs money for this and that, and, like still sending him money. And to me, that's like a no-no. You don't send a drug addict money, because drug addicts that are using like drugs, they want to use more drugs, and they will. And I said to her, I said, do you know how to tell if a drug addict is lying? How to figure that out? And she was like, no, how do you do that? I said, because their mouth is moving. I said, do you think he's going to tell you the truth? You think he's going to tell you, yeah, I need more money because I want to go buy some more crack or some more dope, or he's going to tell you, I haven't eaten, I need money for gas, I need this, I need that. So I was like, there's a thing we have called tough love. And I was talking to a friend of mine about my situation, my own situation, end of my road, and it was a turning point for me. I'm an only child, so I used to get in trouble a lot, get locked up. My parents would never let me get too deep into the criminal system. So like I get in trouble, I call them before I would go to the county jail. One time I did go to the county jail, but I got out before I even put the uniform on. But so this last time, they was really tired of me, right? So I got locked up like 2 in the morning. Came to my parents' house. I committed a crime, got away at the time, but they got my license plates. About 2-3 days later, they came to my house, 2 in the morning, my parents' house to get me. Now, I had went to my parents' house, I think a night or two before that, basically ready to change because I was having a terrible time out there. I was busted, disgusted, couldn't be trusted. So I went to the doctors and all this stuff with my mom. I got to their house like Sunday night late. Monday morning, I told them I want to get clean. I'm ready to do everything. So they took me to the doctor, got a checkup, all this stuff. So Tuesday morning, like it was the police came, got me. Went to the police station, told the cops everything, told them what I did, how I did it, like I need help, I'm on drugs, I'm smoking like a broke stove, I can't stop, you know what I mean, stuff got a hold of me, I'm ready, I already told my parents, I want to go to rehab, blah, 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 so they were like, all right, since you were being honest, we're going to call the judge, they called the judge like, I don't know, 3 in the morning, set my bail. Oh yeah, the judge is gonna be nice. He's gonna give you the bail's only $500. I was like, cool. Like I told you, I'm a spoiled only child. So I'm calling my house like I'm doing my parents a favor, and because the bail's only $500, which I don't have, right? So I call. My father answers because he's tired of letting my mom, let me get by because. She's like, I'm her baby, all that kind of stuff. She's like enabling me. So he's sick of that. So he answers the phone. I told him, yeah, Dad, they're looking out for me, man. They're going to give me bail, man. But it's only going to be $500. But you got to hurry up, Dad, because, they're going to take me to the county jail. But, so they're doing me a favor, but you got to hurry up. And he goes, okay. Well, at least we'll know where you're gonna be at. And he hangs up the phone on me. So I'm like stuck. And the cop looks at me. He's like, "What's up, man?" He's pissed off. I'm like, "Yeah." So you want to call somebody else? And I was like, "Nah. Take me to jail." It's like 4 in the morning. Who am I gonna call? Who's gonna come out and get me out of jail? Save me from going to jail. So I went to jail. And spent like 8 days in the county jail. Now, when I was in there, first few days I was trying to appeal to my mom, call and collect. Mom, you gotta get me out of here, blah, blah, blah. Promising her the world. But if she would have got me out, I was gonna go get high because I felt, those first few days, I felt like I need to get high because that's gonna help me, deal with this madness. Not even thinking that's the reason why I'm here in the first place. So by the 4th or 5th day, it kicked in reality, like, all right. And I started just accepting my situation. And I started thinking about what I want to do when I get out of here. The 8th day they came, I didn't know they was coming. I was getting ready to eat dinner, if you can call it that. And they said, Robertson, ETG. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? They were like, yo, man, everything to go. You're out of here. I flew out of there. Got out of there. Didn't even worry about my food. I gave it to somebody because the food was crap. Anyway, sucked being in the county jail with no money, no commissary. I was stinking. I had no snacks, no soap, no nothing. I had to wash out my underwear and dry. It was not pretty. So that was a long ride home. You know what I'm saying? And when They said when we get home, we're gonna have a family meeting. God, it's gonna be tough. Get there, sit me at the kitchen table, ain't no going to the bathroom, ain't no eating. It's no, we gotta talk about this. So the father breaks it down. Like, yo, we love you, you're our only child, and you know, if you want to flush your life down the toilet, that's your choice. But we're not going with you. Me and your mother are going to be retiring soon. We're going to travel. We're going to do things. We're going to move to Georgia. That was their dream, to move to the South. And, you know, if you want to be stupid, you can't stop you from doing that. So I said, because I knew he wasn't playing, because he let me go to the county jail, number one, and stay there for 8 days. So I said, "No, you heard this before." I said, "Just need one more chance. If I can get that, that's all I need. It's all right. I'm going to give you one more chance." I was like, "No, we don't even talk no more. I'm just going to show you." And that was the road. So I said all that to say, I told my man's wife, you know, I was basically kind of letting her know, man, what you've been doing ain't working. You've been enabling him. So tomorrow, when I talk to her, I'm going to share my little story with her. Just share my experience. I mean, she's going to do what she want to do anyway. But I'm just going to let her know that stuff ain't working. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's time to shut the door on him, not answer his calls, because his phone was on, he turned his phone off, so it's going straight to voicemail. So, like, you're letting this drug addict control your life and emotions. If he can't answer the phone when you call, maybe you shouldn't answer the phone when he calls, so he can see what it's like. Because he's the one that's going to need her before, you know what I mean, he's useless. He's a liability. He's not an asset. He's just costing her money, anguish, heartache, heartbreak, stress. So there's a thing we call tough love. Maybe don't answer his phone calls and let him feel the pain. There's consequences. There's consequences to this. So, like, you got to taste the recovery. You got to taste the living good and being trusted again, being reliable, being, you know, having your family proud of you. There's a lot of things going on. Like, a lot of people get recovery. They don't put their whole heart into it, which I know. I didn't put my whole heart into it either. I thank God I didn't use drugs, but a lot of people relapse because they don't do all the things that are suggested. And you know, they say if things don't change, things don't change. So, like, you know, that was on my mind to talk about tonight. You know, relapse, reality, drugs. It's getting worse and worse out here. Like, I was talking to my friend earlier, and I was like, man, I started getting high in the late 70s. I was in high school in the 80s. And it seemed like our period, it was like, we started smoking weed, pot, all that reefer, whatever you want to call it. Laugh, joke, giggles, get the munchies. And then when we got older, high school parties, drinking. So we had a period where it was kind of fun and we enjoyed ourselves, you know, like, some people can use drugs on weekends and drink and do what they got to do. Some of us are addicts. We have an allergic reaction to drugs. Once it's in our system, it's hard for us to stop, and it controls and ruins our lives. And so, like, I came to that conclusion after trying many times successfully to continue I'm just going to smoke weed or I'm just going to drink, and that doesn't work for addicts. And we're addicts. Can't function. And my man is an addict, so now he's living this life, and wife is very disappointed. mother's disappointed. Family friend who's like an aunt is disappointed. And yeah, I know how it feels to relapse, man. Like you're getting high, but you really can't enjoy it like you used to, especially once you get a taste of recovery. He's probably thinking about us. He's probably thinking about all the stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about that. It was on my mind. I'm doing a show by myself today because me and my partner, we got some other stuff going on. We just been real busy. So I don't want to stop doing this because today I like to, keep my commitment. So I'll figure out if I'm gonna do it by myself, with somebody else, whatever. Maybe I'll start having some guests on. You know what I mean? I know plenty of addicts in recovery. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is another episode, man. Something to talk about, something to think about. I hope you guys like it. I'm at work in my crane, chilling, getting paid on my lunch break. I said, let me do a little something real quick. Because sometimes you just gotta just do it. Don't think too much about it. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it. And I did it. I'm here to stay blessed. Never ever will rest till my good is better. And my better is the best. You know what I'm saying? I've been clean for 29 years. Oh, let me share this real quick. Because I'm happy about this situation. Like, I got my oldest daughter she's like in nursing school. And part of one of the classes, I guess, was like mental health day or class, whatever. And she texted me. She's like, Dad, guess where I'm at? I'm like, where? She's like, an AA meeting. Her class went on a field trip. They went to an AA meeting. And she was able to share with them so much about it because as a little kid, her brother and sister used to come to meetings with me when they were real small. And so they grew up in meetings because once their mother went up through the cuckoo's nest and relapsed, that's why I know about relapse, I took them to meetings because I couldn't leave them home by themselves. So they grew up in meetings, they know about it. They know if somebody relapsed, they're like, oh, how come they didn't call their sponsor? How come they didn't do this? They ask these questions because they've been in meetings, they heard people share. And so, it made me feel good because she was able to share with them that her dad's got 29 years clean, still goes to meetings, still doing his thing. And they were amazed. She kind of like took over the class because she knows so much about it. You know what I mean? And it was like, wow. She got to talk about her dad and how proud she is of me. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good feeling, bro. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna be back with you guys. Maybe I'll have a co-host, maybe I won't, but I'm coming back. All right, peace out.